I walked 10,000 steps a day for 30 days. There were benefits. There were definitely some obstacles. Let's talk about it. Ever since I became a stay-at-home mom 6 years ago, I have been consistently gaining weight. Over the last couple of years, I have lost and gained and lost and gained the same 20 to 30 pounds over and over and over again. And I have made every single excuse in the book about how I'm stuck in the house and I don't have time. But the truth is, I have the same amount of time as everybody else. I'm just not using my time wisely. So 1 month ago, I embarked on a challenge to walk 10,000 steps a day, every day, for 30 days to see how it would affect my weight loss. And spoiler alert, I did lose weight over the last 30 days. I will of course go over that at the end of the video, but what I wasn't expecting were all of the added benefits that walking consistently brought into my life. But of course, this challenge was not all rainbows. I did run into some setbacks and some difficulties along the way as well. So let's get into it, starting at week 1. When I first started this challenge, I knew that getting an early morning walk-in on my treadmill would be essential to my success. I do happen to be one of those strange, elusive morning people that does not mind getting up early. So I did make it my goal to get up at about 5 a.m. every single day and get in at least a 45-minute to an hour walk every morning before my kids wake up at 7. Now, while this was the goal, I did not always succeed. I got up a lot later than I intended to, so I'm trying to get a little bit of a treadmill walk in before my kids wake up. It's 6:30. Good morning. I am up way late. It is 6:55. My slow treadmill is starting. We're gonna see how much I can walk before my kids get up. Now, despite these occasional late mornings, I did succeed in getting my steps each day because I made an intentional plan to have intentional walking times multiple times throughout each day. This intentional planning was, I believe, one of the major keys to my success on this challenge. By week 2, I was already in a really good routine of waking up early and walking first thing in the morning. Hello and welcome to week 2. I just finished an hour-long walk on the treadmill. I knew it would be really important today to get up and do a full hour on the treadmill because in the time while my kids are in school, when I normally would do a second walk, I am going to be sitting in the car on the way to a doctor's appointment. So I thought I would start my day off on a good foot with a lot of steps. I have just under 7,000 steps so far today. So I should make it by the end of the day just living life. However, on day 4 of week 2, a challenge arose. So I have not checked in much this week. It is Thursday of week 2, and I just want to say that it has gotten a lot harder this week than it was last week, getting the 10,000 steps. I've still accomplished it every single day, but I am sore and I am tired. So getting up in the morning has been progressively more difficult. So trying to stay consistent, trying to really focus on getting that good walk in before the kids wake up, because to me that is key to making it. And I think I'm going to add a stretching routine at the end of my walks because my muscles are really, really tight and sore. So I'm hoping that the stretching will help. And I think I'm also going to have some electrolytes, at least today, because I keep having muscle cramps. So I am hoping that the electrolytes will help out with that as well. Time to stretch and get some electrolytes because my muscles are super sore. strong. I'm not used to sweet beverages, but it works well. Between the electrolytes and the stretching and a nice bath, the soreness did resolve fairly quickly, but the challenges just kept coming. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. Friday of week 2. I'm actually going out of town this weekend. I do not want to be up right now, but we're going to do it anyway because I'm going to be in the car for at least 3 hours today. And I'm afraid I'm not going to get my steps. So we are up early for a long morning walk. And unfortunately, I did not come up with any good solution for dealing with exhaustion. I really did just kind of push through some of these days. And then eventually one of the many benefits of walking became clear. And that is that my sleep quality went up. According to my Fitbit, for whatever their sleep scores are worth, my sleep score did go up by an average of 5 points over the course of this challenge. So the exhaustion kind of resolved itself in the form of better sleep, but I did find that I had to push through some of those more difficult days to get on the other side of it. And then between weeks 2 and 3, my husband and I went away on a weekend getaway, which normally would equal disaster for me when I'm on a challenge like this. But we just determined ahead of time before we even went that we were going to walk every single day. And we did. And you know what? It was really fun doing it together.
Gets you to smile.
Then when we got back, I just resumed my normal morning treadmill walks, just much, much earlier than before. Well, good morning. It is Tuesday of week 3. It is 6:15 in the morning, and I already have 10,000 steps. The time change always messes me up, and then I can't sleep. So I've been up since 3. I don't know why, but I got my steps for the day, so we're good to go. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I got up super early again and walked for another hour and a half, but this time I did not get all of my 10,000 steps because I walked a little bit slower. So I'm missing them by 800 steps. So I'm sure that I'll get them throughout the day. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm done. The main obstacles for week 3 were that I was not feeling the best and simply that I was tired of tracking, tired of making sure my Fitbit was charged, and of course, tired of making sure that I was actually wearing my Fitbit. So it's 5:15. I've already been on the treadmill for a couple of minutes and then I realized I forgot my Fitbit, so I'm not getting my steps. I mean, I'm getting them. I just don't have a record of them. But anyway, since I'm here updating you, I don't feel well. I don't want to be on this treadmill, but I'm going to do it anyway. See you when I'm done. So I did my hour and a half. I did not quite get 10,000 steps, but I'm only 250 steps short, so I know that I'll get those throughout the day. If I don't, wow, that's bad. So 10,000 steps. So once again, on those really difficult days, I really just did have to make the decision to do it anyway. And I am so glad that I did because on week 4, I was rewarded for my efforts with a massive boost in both energy and in motivation. So it is the last week of this 10,000 step challenge. And with this newfound energy that I'm having, I am going to try to up my game a little bit. I'm going to try to walk uphill for a significant portion of my walks and also maybe include some intervals. So I was only able to do about 15 minutes at that 5% incline, and then I put it down to 3 for the rest of the time. I am going to have to work my way up. Going back up that famous Park Hill. It's not nearly as bad as it was at the beginning of this challenge though. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not huffing and puffing like I used to. Not to the top yet though. And we're nearing the top. Here it is. So it's definitely a lot better than it was a month ago. Still hard, but I didn't have to stop. And I made it to the top and I felt like I probably could have kept going. So, yay, back down the hill. So it is Thursday of week 4. I just finished my morning treadmill walk. I walked for 1 hour and 15 minutes. 45 minutes of that was uphill. I'm not able to do too high of a grade just because I can't sustain the time, but I have been walking at a 3% grade. And I don't yet have all of my steps, but I do have a walk planned with a new little walking buddy who I will introduce you to later. So it's very windy, but meet my new walking buddy.
Is that her house? That's not her house.
My parents are out of town and I'm walking their dog. So.
I'm right here.
And now that I've made it to the end of the 30 days, I am so grateful to myself that I pushed through the exhaustion and did it anyway, that I worked through the soreness and did it anyway, and that I stayed the course even while I was on vacation. Because here on the other side, I have found better sleep, more energy, and more motivation to keep going. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about my weight loss results. But just for a second, I would like to touch on my diet for a little bit because I feel like if we're talking about weight loss, I would be remiss if I did not at least briefly mention it. So whenever I am trying to lose weight, I always strive to eat in a calorie deficit. So for the 5 weeks prior to this challenge, I was eating in a calorie deficit and I was aiming for about 1,400 to 1,700 calories per day. During those 5 weeks, I lost a total of 4 pounds. So it was pretty slow weight loss at a little bit less than a pound a week, but progress nonetheless, so I'm not complaining. Then when I started the challenge, for the first 2 weeks, I did not change my diet at all. I continued to eat just as I was eating prior to the challenge. And then on that weekend that I went away with my husband, I was not tracking my food. I was not keeping track. I was probably not in a calorie deficit. I was probably in a calorie surplus. I was on vacation. And then when I returned from vacation, I did a little 2-week whole foods kind of reset. And so while I was eating in a calorie deficit, I also was not eating hardly any, maybe any at all, processed foods. And then after that 2 weeks, for the last couple of days of the challenge, I was just eating my normal calorie deficit. So during the 30-day challenge, I lost a total of 7.9 pounds. So I basically doubled my rate of weight loss. And of course, I also got to experience all of the other benefits that I discussed throughout this video. So I definitely plan to continue walking on a daily basis. I probably won't be tracking 10,000 steps because it's a little bit annoying. But the hour-ish morning walk every morning is gold, and I plan to keep that in my daily habits. And of course, if you want to see the more detailed video about week 1, I will link it here at the end of the video. Don't forget to like, leave me a comment, and of course, subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my weight loss journey. I will see you next time. Bye!